Welcome to the show. On today's edition, I sit down with Aina Subomi, popularly and previously known as Proverbs, but now goes by the identity Ami. Yes, we speak about his transition through different brands and his purpose for music, photography, and of course, mentoring this new generation, especially in the social media age. Enjoy the show. Once again, welcome to Dashboard with Ojay. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So, you have many names.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm as hip hop as you are. I want to feel like I'm hip hop. Even though, I'm not in the game. So, but you come across as someone who is multi-talented.
Yeah.
I used to know you as a rapper growing up, and now you're a photographer. I used to know you as Provabs, and now you are Ami. What happened? Why the transition? And are you many men in one, or are you transiting through all these people?
Well, first of all,
So many questions, right?
yeah.
Sorry about that.
First of all, the name is Ami,
Okay.
which means the sign,
Oh, okay.
and everybody has a rapper in them.
Oh, really?
Yeah, everybody does.
You mean
Yes.
when you complain and murmur, it's part of rapping, right?
You're actually rapping right now. You're just rapping off beats, so it's part
Give me
of
the
it.
beat, bro. I'm gonna rap to it. Let's do this.
Okay. And also everybody is a combination of not just one personality.
Okay.
You have a lot of giftings, a lot of different facets to who people are.
Yeah.
So I would say from Proverbs to Ami is a transition,
Okay.
but the different personalities in Ami
Mm.
or who Proverbs was hasn't changed.
Oh.
They just keep
Evolved.
developing and growing. Yeah, basically.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. So which right now do you prefer, Ami or Proverb?
Oh, Proverbs was it's just like a caterpillar having to change to a butterfly.
Oh, so now you're soaring.
Yeah, Proverbs was the crawling stage.
Oh.
Yeah, so Ami, which is the symbol. Proverbs stood for truth.
Oh.
Then Ami is the truth. Ami is the truth personified. So
So we could say that Proverbs is like John the Baptist, and
it depends on what your other relative is. Okay, so Ami
has to be Jesus Christ or something.
Oh well, I'll just say that it's just a growth stage. It's a growth process. From one level of life to the other.
Mm.
Yeah,
so tell me something. How does the mind of a creative, someone like you who's got so many talents and who's not just got talents, you've made a living out of all these talents.
Mm.
How does your mind run in an average day? How does your mind run? What goes on in that frame?
Well, basically, life is about purpose, and if everybody has a framework of what their purpose is, activities and creativity is giving birth through all of those. So yeah, if I wake up every morning, first of all, give thanks to the Creator.
Do you always do that every morning in this Lagos madness?
Well, yeah, you always have to find that time out to do that. Sometimes it requires you locking yourself up. Sometimes it's something really quick and snappy. But after that, and then as a family man, I definitely have to ensure that every other person in the family is doing okay and doing fine. And then I get to work in terms of being creative on either the music side or on the photography side or on any other level. Those are the two that people know, but there are still
other dimensions
of me. So it's all about ensuring that some of the goals or some of the written plans that have been put down either through meditation or through insight or through inspiration are being pursued on a day-to-day activity and ensure that they come out beautifully well.
Wow. So you spoke about now you're married with kids and
family comes into perspective almost every time.
Yeah.
How has it? Would you say you are a more busy person, or you're now a man with more responsibility? Because I say this because, back in the day, before any person, before you got married, you probably would just take decisions at the, at the method of it, and then you just go about it. But now they're married. How has it been? Creativity and marriage, are they things that can go hand in hand, or are they things that one has to suffer for the other?
Well, first of all, you said two things. You said busy, you said responsibility. Those two are there.
Okay, good.
Because you can't take that out of it. Also, making decision as an individual is completely different from making decision as a couple. You, as a responsible person, you have to ensure that you bring your spouse into the loop of what decisions you want to make. You also have to think about how it's going to affect your relationship, how it's going to affect the outcome, how it's going to affect family also. So all of those things are really key. But from my own point of view, family is an added inspiration to whatever it is that you do creative wise. So you get little ideas on how to to explode or how to create, based on the fact that you possibly see your wife doing something that you never thought, or her perspective of looking at something that you never thought from your own perspective that this is the best way to do it, or you see your kids going at something in a different way from a childlike point of view, and it just broadens your mind that, oh, this is possible. This is let me approach it from a child's eyes. For instance, the Smile project I worked on, that was aimed at putting smiles on faces of people, but you barely see an adult smile and it really gets to your heart. The whole initiative came from the smile of a child. It was innocent, it was beautiful, it was captivating, it was free. So I thought to myself, since you see more adults, more pent up than kids, how can I translate this in putting a smile on more of adult faces? Because it kind of makes the world a better place. So there are different ways you approach life with creativity, and family is a big inspiration.
So what's next after photography?
Possibly videos.
Okay.
See, the whole idea towards me, for me, purpose-wise, is the beauty of being able to document.
Okay.
Music is about documenting feelings.
Okay.
Feelings between God and man, feelings between man and man.
Okay.
Man and woman. Just so that people don't misconstrue the whole idea. Also documenting feelings of expressions, documenting feelings of memories. That's what photography is about for me. Keeping memories together. A man meets a woman, gets married, kids come in, kids grow, kids leave, grandkids come. You just the ability to have a family look back and say, oh, this was grandma, this is grandfather, this is, that's what photography is about for me. And video is about more of a live way of telling stories.
Okay.
I feel like God was interested in passing information of what happened from the beginning of man to this generation and the generations that came before. And it's also our duty to be able to pass this kind of contents and information, to preserve, to teach, to enlighten, to liberate. So that's the whole idea for me. So I'll keep at it, keep growing, keep pushing, keep.
So video generally, documentaries,
movies, stories. It's just about stories. It's about everybody's story. The ability for one frame to come in contact with another frame. You're a frame. Now I'm my frame. Or I'm in your frame. One of the two.
Okay, this is my dashboard. You're my frame.
So I'm in your frame. But I leave and I get into someone else's frame. Possibly when I'm on radio, I get into someone else's frame. And you get what I mean? It's the documentation of everything for me. That really is the beauty of purpose, the beauty of God interest in man and man's interest.
So you have an absolute belief in God?
Oh, complete.
Okay, so
Complete.
I see most creatives. Some creatives say there's no God.
Well, it depends on where they're getting their inspiration from. Yeah, but my inspiration is solely and totally God.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
wow. Okay, so let's talk about mentorship.
Yeah.
Mentorship for you. I'm sure you didn't get here today just by your own, capacity.
Nah.
And I hear a lot that there are more tormentors than mentors at this time. How has it been for you? How lucky do you think you are having had mentors? And what do you think about mentorship?
Mentorship is very dynamic. It's just like what I was saying that an Adam had to pass information or what his experience from him to possibly a Cain or an Abel. Do you understand? Without an Adam, Cain or Abel would have not known how to walk the ropes. Mentorship is key. I've had mentors in every field that I've been in.
Okay.
Some mentors I would not say I've actually encountered, but sometimes I also feel that it is based on the perspective of the mentee.
Okay.
Sometimes I think they expect too much and they place too much responsibility on the mentor than the responsibility on themselves.
Yeah.
In music, I looked up to the Rooftop MCs.
Okay.
I looked up to Buki. These were people that were doing it before. I looked up to Kush. I looked up to Rhymester A.
Yeah.
These were people that were doing it in the terrain that I was about to come in. And I needed to understand the demography of how they approached it. And then God gave me the insight and the idea of how to go about it to ensure that I took it to another level, or I approached it from a different dimension. And so these people, I don't see them every day, but from time to time, we reach out. If I encounter any obstruction or any challenges, I throw it to them. I try to see their level of wisdom and approach on how they go about it. There are some mentors that you get the chance to sit with 247 to learn from. The likes of, in my photography, the likes of T.Y. Bello, the likes of Emmanuel Yeleke, those were the two people that I learned under.
Wow.
So these were people that I went, from time to time, I sat down with. I learned the ropes from them directly.
Wow.
If there were any challenges along the way, I can reach out to them now and say, oh, I'm trying to do this. I'm actually not hitting it. Spiritually, T.Y. has been a very strong growth for me, because she's not only just enabling me or helping me to be a good photographer, she's enabling me to see. So it's a mind thing. So what do I say to mentors and mentees? We're in a generation where people want things really fast.
I hear that mentors, they seek mentorship. Sorry, mentees now seek mentorship as a way of leveraging and networking.
Well, language has changed.
Okay.
Ways of doing things have changed.
Okay.
Maybe that's the main thing that is happening now. I hear that this generation, or I know that this generation wants things quickly.
Okay.
So if we possibly served 6-7 years under somebody, they want it within 1 year.
Oh.
And so sometimes it affects character, it affects behavior, it affects how they approach or feed the relationship so that the relationship grows. And then in the end, it begins to affect, their level of decision making. It begins to affect one or two things about the way they carry themselves. But we're in a world that is faster now. People are more aggressive. People don't have that patience for, I want to wait for 10 years for the glory to show when I can try and snatch the glory at do you get my point?
Yeah. The president, Muhammad Buhari, said, I'm paraphrasing him now, and it made mention of the fact that the Nigerian youth are laser set. When you heard that statement, how did it register in your mind? What happened to you? How did you react to it?
Honest truth, I felt nothing.
You felt nothing?
Yeah.
Why? What was that?
I felt nothing because he must be talking about some people he knows.
Oh.
He's actually not talking about me.
Oh.
And he's not talking about some other people who don't fall into that category.
Okay.
I feel that whoever wears that shoes should feel where that shoes fit.
Okay.
Or feel where it pinches them. Do you understand?
Okay.
He made a general statement.
Okay.
Based on his assumption or based on his level of exposure to things he has seen.
Okay.
But it doesn't sum everybody up. It's not a sum total of everybody.
I
mean, the information, okay, you've heard about the information about, they said they caught 80 Nigerians, FBI and stuff like that. And does that make every Nigerian a bad person?
Not exactly.
Do you see yourself as one of the riffraffs?
I wasn't mentioned.
Oh, I just so do you get what I mean? So from my own point of view, I just see
I'm not part of them anyway. Just
you
in
get,
case.
you know. So I'm just saying that generally that I heard someone say, it's going to affect Nigerians when they travel. People will begin to start putting us on a black list or on a blue list or on a red list, depending on the country and stuff like that. But did it taint the name of the country? Yeah, because we're all Nigerians. Yeah. Yes, it did. But is that who I am? No.
Okay.
Is that who you are? No. So sometimes people just talk on a general. It would be good if they are more specific, but he wasn't talking to me. Okay,
so what do you think the government can do to help the youth?
There's so much.
Because we're so creative and...
Young people, Nigerians, we hear the bad stories first. There are a lot of young, dynamic Nigerians out there that are setting records and shaping the world in different ways. Nigerians always stand out wherever they are. There's a lot that the government can do, but I will say that the young people should not wait for the government to act before they start acting for themselves or before they start giving themselves the responsibility of moving from where they are to where they ought to be. Young people are dynamic, they're creative, there's so much of energy. How does that in itself is an asset to some countries. How is the government converting that energy to resources? How are they converting that energy to finances? How are they converting that energy to ensure that it moves the country forward? There's a lot of ways they could do that. So that's my point of view.
Thank you so much for coming to the dashboard.
Thank you so much for having me
on
the dashboard. I hope I can drive away with this dashboard.
Yes, you can if you want to.
In my car.
And that's it on today's edition of Dashboard with Ojay. Hope to see you next time. You can subscribe on our channel and of course follow us on social media. See you next time.